Previously on Thriving Naija Medics.
So for me, I think one of my goals has been met. Create a space that anyone would come in and they're not rushing to leave.
Their realities are true.
Yes.
The decay infrastructure,
Yes.
poor remuneration, insecurity,
Poor working environment.
Dingy working environment.
and all of that in Nigeria. I saw people sleeping on the streets. I saw people begging for $1, begging me for $1. So I looked at it that everywhere you are, there are always challenges.
Choose your heart.
As we have our challenges in Nigeria, they have their challenges there.
Choose your heart.
I can say that my trip to US was what
Was your eye
finally
opener?
that at the end of the day, US is not heaven. There are challenges everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So it was at that time that I just made up my mind that the best thing to do is all these cutting edge technologies,
bring it
Bring them
home.
in.
go for training, acquire the
it
training,
home.
acquire competence, get the equipment, domesticate
Bring
them.
it home.
And thankfully, after the training, I saw an Indian who I followed back to his training. He was in, we were in Irvine. So he stays at Pomona Valley. Pomona Valley is like village in California. So I followed him back to his practice. So I lodged in one small hotel somewhere. So I followed him every day. I saw how he was doing. So that was the first time I saw he was fully into private practice. So he has what we call like a surgeon's office, where there's a record keeping, there's a nurse, there is
Basic
a small
office.
theater where he does what we call office procedures. And then when he has major cases, there is another hospital that is in partnership with. The hospital is opened. Surgeons can bring their patients. In fact, in that hospital, there are 3 robots. As at that time, as at 2018, there are 3 robots. They have everything. People just come, use the
facilities
space,
and
pay for the use of. So that was the first time I was seeing something like that. So when I came back to Lagos, I saw something similar to that being done at Marianville. Okay, so we have to really give a shout out to Dr. Shitu
Yeah.
Dr.
and
Shitu of
Dr.
Marianville.
and Dr.
Many people's career
You understand?
started from
It
there.
started
I
from
remember,
there. They created a platform
Yes.
in which
I
specialists
started-
would come, bring their patients,
their
use the
facilities.
space, pay for the space, and then you didn't have to own hospital. So, and another person that took it to the next level is Dr. Ayobami, Dr. Ayobami Rashid Aramalate, and is a major support system, is a major benefactor, you understand, because of what he has done in the space.
Yeah.
Granville Surulere, for instance, is a higher level of that. So in which you have a space where people can come, bring their patient. We have all the facilities that people use. Okay? So, and incrementally like that, collaborating with Granville, we've grown over time.
So there has to be the structure.
Absolutely.
There has to be the support system.
Absolutely.
There has to be an enabling environment.
Absolutely.
I remember in 2014 when, if you remember one strike that we went on, resident strike, and we were on that strike for over 2 months. And at some point, the government was even threatening to sack all resident doctors. I think that was the last time I was so disenchanted and so disillusioned. I actually went to write IELTS.
Did they threaten to sack or were we sacked? We were sacked, you remember?
Did they sack us?
Yeah, during Goodluck Jonathan's, we were sacked.
For a few
For a
days.
few months. No, for a while. We were at home for weeks. We were sacked.
So they actually, I just remember that I was just like, okay, this is it.
We were actually
Like,
sacked.
if these guys don't even understand what we are doing here, if they don't understand that we are here to contribute to this sector and make our healthcare system work, and this is how they treat doctors. So I went to write IELTS and I was like, okay, let's get. I didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But that is what they pushed us to. And then, like some weeks after, they then said, okay, resume work. And I'm like, these governments, this system can truly frustrate.
It is
if
frustrating.
one didn't just have that calling and that dream and that mission that God has given to us in our hearts to do. I mean, I can understand how people will become so disenchanted and just feel like this is not a system that you want to be part of.
That is worth giving your
all to.
Yeah.
And that's why I knew from the beginning that I definitely would not work in any government setting. The training I got was so rich. I mean, internal medicine training in Luth. Shout out to Professor Bello and Professor Kehinde.
The same thing with urologists. Top-notch trainers.
Professor Kubade
excellent trainers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. These guys, brilliant minds.
Let me shout out to my prof too. I know Professor
Professor Jeje, Professor Tijani, Dr. Jewola, Dr. now Professor Jewola, then Dr. Gujimi.
Dr. Bolu, you know. Yeah.
Beautiful minds.
Yes.
Great people.
Yeah.
Who have helped to build, they helped to build us. And when we were in internal medicine, we were like 40, 50 residents at a time. Only for me to hear now that in the whole of internal medicine,
You'll be looking for
there's only one junior resident.
Of course. They've all gone.
That is the system has collapsed.
You see, that's what I was saying about the role of these medical directors. You see, in Luth now, as we speak, no call food for resident doctors. No call food. These are people who work till late in the night. They even forget they have not eaten, and they are supposed to just get to the commodity room and eat. It's supposed to be a feast even. They said there is no commodity food. You can only open a canteen and they will pay for it.
During our time was
Who
horrible.
does that?
We're not even eating it.
Who does that for doctors?
So they might be doing them a favor.
No commodity food, and you see, that is why I don't live in an environment of deception. And I was the secretary of MDCAN, and I cannot tell a CMD that this is wrong. Because he can sponsor me for a conference.
He will victimize me if I don't. If I talk.
That is the kind of
we must not be reduced to that.
We run.
Oh no, we must not be reduced to that.
You understand? And I must use this opportunity to also thank, to also appreciate the CMDs that are doing well, like Professor Fabanwo of LASU. Hope and
awesome man.
Awesome man.
Professor Adekoya, who is this?
Professor Adekoya.
Awesome man.
Respect people. They create an enabling environment for younger people to flourish. They support them. Even when resources are thin,
I must shout out to the commissioner.
They also bend over backwards.
The commissioner for health.
The commissioner for health and
called
everything. Lagos
me randomly.
You understand?
In 2020. I can imagine me picking the phone and saying, and he says, this is Akin Abayomi. And I'm like, okay. Oh, sorry, which? And he says of Lagos State. I'm like, okay, the commissioner. And that was it. When he came to next hematology in June or so of 2020, we had gotten the apheresis machine. We had started operating. This was in the heart of COVID. So Nima was like, "You're doing all this," and I'm like, "Yes." He's like, and I'm like, "But we're still waiting for our license because we had applied, and we're still waiting." And he said, "Of course they'll give you the license. The Lagos State is here to regulate, to make sure you do the right thing.
Absolutely.
We're not here to stop you from doing what you're doing. You're trying to do this. Nobody's going to dare to stop you."
You must give Lagos State a lot of props for that.
I mean, Dr. Shikomaya, Executive Secretary of Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, when I went there, because people had told me they won't give you the license, or they've never given anybody the license to do this privately. I'm like, okay, I hear you, but I will go there and hear with my own ears why they won't give me when I want to do something like this. And when I told her this is what I want to, she said, "We've been waiting for people like you."
Absolutely.
She said, "Lagos government cannot do it on their own. We need you. We need people who are ready to do the work as well." And she was like, "Okay, this is the list of things you need to get." And I look at everything. I'm like, "Okay, we can do it." And that support,
and that's why Lagos
is all you need.
Keep going forward.
Blazing the trail.
You understand? Blazing the trail. You see, there was a time I saw one this police parade, some quacks selling blood and everything. I said, this can never happen in Lagos.
Lagos is the only fully regulated
I said, I can
blood bank service in the whole of Nigeria.
I can bet it.
My Professor Johnson will say, I can beat my chest and break my sternum.
That this can never happen in Lagos because Lagos state government blood transfusion, they've regulated everything.
Yes.
They put structures in place that it can never happen.
Yes.
So we must commend the MDs that are doing very well.
Yes.
you know, that are supporting the system. And so this is
Absolutely.
this is to also challenge the ones that are not doing well.
Yes.
That they need to do more.
Yes.
They need to do better.
Even when government has made resources available, some of them still in their own way do something
what are you
that is
talking?
inimical to growth, inimical to advancement, inimical to the younger colleagues.
To
To
thriving.
encouring people to even do the right
Inimical
thing.
to
do
thriving,
things,
you
to
know?
thriving.
It killed the system.
Yes, kills the
system,
streets.
kill the spirit, kill the motivation. And these people, it runs deep in the system that if you speak up, they would work their system, somebody that will call somebody to intimidate you, to push you down. And the narrative will be that, hey, is this, is that, let's push him away.
We must. This is why we must
It's
speak up.
recalcitrant, is this.
This is why we must speak
Antagonizing
up.
us.
It's antagonizing
I
us
heard
because you are
about a
speaking truth
hospital,
to them.
Dr. Taiwo, about a hospital where 10 babies died overnight,
Imagine.
over one night, in the NICU.
Imagine.
Yes, of course. When the person told me, I said, of course, light went. Of course, that means the incubators were not supplied with power.
Imagine.
And of course,
That is crime against humanity.
You know,
That is
and
crime
at the end of
against
the
humanity.
day, there was a resident there who saw this and went to look for how they could get solar, went to look for how they could. You know, they started talking against this person and saying, oh, who asked you to do that? Who gave you the authority to?
Imagine.
Eventually, the guy went abroad. Eventually, went abroad, and then they were sending letters
It's an ego thing.
for him to now come.
You know,
And I'm like,
what?
that's not ego, that's
no,
wickedness.
it's a very unhealthy form of ego, because where ego is healthy, you would realize that people can put hands together for things to be better. I mean, how does somebody step out and say,
I want to make
help,
this system work?
and then you see it as some form of antagonism towards you? So it's an unhealthy ego thing. It's a problem.
I think it's evil, and we need to purge the system of the evil.
Exactly. So their realities they are true also. Our realities are also true.
Absolutely.
So and then what
we need to amplify
we need
it,
to amplify it
so that we can be the agents for change.
for change.
And I think it's also a call, you know, because when you guys were talking about how, Lagos State, there are other states in Nigeria. Lagos State is not the only state in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
The smallest.
Imagine if what you're talking about is also in South, you know, is also in the Southeast. What the bone marrow transplant that you're talking about is,
We are going far, Dr. Kafi.
do you-
Do you know why? Even the apheresis we're talking about, there are dozens of machines all over the country, and there are only 5 in use all over the country.
So I think it's also a call to other doctors in other places. Start in your own place. They don't know that there's money in all those other states. So all those traders, all those farmers, those people, they have money under their bed, though. You know, and they would seek this help wherever, if it
We
is
are talking
close to
about
them.
health. We are
Yes,
talking about
it's
health.
priority.
Absolutely.
And then that
Something
takes
that
us to the insurance.
Insurance, yes.
That takes us to
and
insurance.
that is a very important conversation. Okay, for instance, let me dilate on that. In Belgium, I was talking with one of my colleagues there. For a population of just about 10 million, they have over 40 robotic platforms. 40 robotic platforms. And we are talking about a population that is less than half of Lagos.
Did you say 10 million?
Less than 10 million, the
That's
entire
not
Belgium.
half of Lagos. That's a tenth.
Lagos is 25 million.
Okay, of Lagos.
Yes, of Lagos.
Right. I thought of Nigeria.
Yeah, of Lagos. So, why? I spoke with that, my friend. He said in Belgium, for instance, if you have prostate cancer, you can't be operated by anything other than robots. It's robots. You're going to do robotic surgery. That's the standard of care. And so when patients come to your hospital, government or private, the first thing they ask, do you have robot to treat me? You don't have robot, it goes to the next hospital. So every major hospital had to acquire a robot.
Wow.
You understand? So it was patient driven. And also it's insurance. If you go to the hospital if it's a private hospital, if a patient doesn't want to be operated in government hospital, he goes to private hospital, he will probably just pay maybe 500 euros more. You understand? 500 euros more. And this is a procedure that if you want to do in New York, for instance, you'll be paying, with some surgeons, you pay close to $50,000.
So what's your own impression of insurance here? Because obviously I'm not a fan. Anybody who knows.
You see, the way they are running it, there are some guys that they are positioned themselves to be like Hawk in the insurance.
Are we talking about the insurance?
The insurance in Nigeria.
Oh, so yeah.
They position themselves. So you want to get premium from companies and pay me peanuts. It's not going to work.
Okay.
It's not going to
I
work.
guess we're on the same page, because I mean, for the
It's not
longest
gonna
time, and I mean, I would say it's boldly, clearly, unashamedly, that everything empathy is today is from out of people's pockets. People who know value, who see it, and then they'll come and they'll pay you.
Absolutely.
Because what I don't understand, why insurance will get large
Huge
premiums,
amounts of money.
and then you're not
They don't want to
invested in
spend.
patient care. You don't. There was a woman who brought her son to us and had told me, oh, what insurance are you guys, whatever, to? And I said, well, we're still trying to do our onboarding process now with certain insurance. I'm not going to call any names, but any insurance who listens, it's a call to them to do better.
Absolutely.
Anyway, she comes and she says, oh, you know, so insurance says they have some facilities in so and so places. And I was just laughing. It's the same you that use your leg to go to those places. You will run. Because when you are speaking to some clients, you know that they won't settle for nothing. They won't settle for certain
Standards.
You know? She goes and then she comes back and says, oh, doctor, it looks like we're going to come to you. You know, somebody referred you to us. And of course, they entered empathy space. And I just heard her, she just picked the phone and she was yelling at the insurance agent at the other. So you mean there are spaces like this? You people will not sign spaces like this. You want me to take my son to a slaughterhouse? The 2 hospitals you people told me to go to. How can you expect me to go and admit my child in a space like that? What is wrong with you people? And I'm going to take care of my son in this space, and then I'm going to come and claim whatever I'm going to claim from you.
I will pay the money and I will get it back.
And I was just laughing that, well, those are the battles that if you speak, it will be like you're speaking against. Why should we be the ones to do all the job, and some people are the ones who are sitting on all the money?
And we blood, sweat, and tears is what we have invested.
Yes, you see, what there are, I think there are maybe a handful of them that are trying to, you know, do things right.
Well, I'm waiting for them.
Yeah,
it's maybe international.
But
HMOs,
most of them,
I don't know.
Most of them will come and say, we don't pay consultation fee for specialists more than 15,000, more than 20,000.
Like,
I said, to who?
To who?
I even tell some private hospitals,
How
because they tell me,
ridiculous.
oh, the patient is a HMO. I said, the patient is a HMO. Does it make the person any less human? Okay. Does it make the cost of me going and coming any less? I said, look, I also have patients that are HMO. I don't tell my consultants that. If my consultant tells me that my fee is 75,000, I tell the patient, this is what your HMO is paying out of it. You pay the rest out of pocket. Is that okay? And the patient says, fine. I won't tell my consultant it's 20K because that's an insult.
So some people, some of them will come. This is another narrative. Some of them will come and will say, so Dr. Taiwo, so what if we onboard you and we pay you, you know, rather than you see 2 patients and you get 70,000, which is your consultation fee. If we onboard you, so if we give you 20 patients and they pay 20, wouldn't you have earned more? I said, but I am willing to come lower, but not for 20,000.
And what's the quality of the care that you're giving
even
that patient?
How you would give your patient your all.
So if you are going to, if you are even going to negotiate with
because
me,
I want to take
you
care of
should bring
patients.
a reasonable offer. You understand? But to say I should be coming, I should get 20,000 for consultation.
I think it's
What
a
would
really
that
big
do?
insult.
It's a very big insult.
So, and that is where many of them have missed it. But there are a couple of them, I don't want to mention names,
No.
that are, you
I'm
know,
not mentioning anybody's names.
that are doing well.
If they want to come
And I've been able to work with just about 2 out of the whole pack. Just 2.
And they pay your fees?
Yes.
At the moment, we are not even working
they pay the
with them.
fees. They pay. They don't owe.
Yeah.
And if you advise them,
just one that
they follow. They follow.
We were
the
waiting
advice.
for those who can step up to our own standard, because you cannot tell me that a patient who needs art therapy we don't pay for art therapy. When you know these are things that are going to make your patient well.
So I should confirm. I tell them, I will not let you dictate how I run my practice.
Exactly. So you cannot tell me that I should spend 20 minutes on a patient that I know I require 90 minutes to get something out of that patient. So those are the issues. And you see, that is why Nigerians don't also fight for us, because they have packed all of us into the same box. It's HMO that is frustrating them, that is not allowing them to get the care that they deserve. But when they come, it does not work. Nigerian doctors are greedy. They just see that you're the one who has the space. They don't realize that you're actually not the one that is controlling things and making things horrible for them.
Then you have the patients that understand.
The ones that eventually pay out of pocket. I am not talking about those ones. I'm talking about those other people who should also be. Anybody should be able to enter one Zen Hub. But the truth is, not everyone will enter. But it should be for everyone.
And if you now so when is the national health insurance then come in? Yeah. So that's like far out of reach, because even those that have that, even to treat malaria, they are struggling with what they will give you to treat malaria.
So you see, I was so happy, and that's why Lagos is also taking a lead. I was in a place where Professor Ken Abayomi was talking about. Yes, talking about an initiative like that where
everybody
they also
must have the insurance.
Look at people working in the private sector, how they will be able to pay doctors, consultants, specialists a fair consultation fee, so that everybody is. So I think insurance is the way to go.
Yes, they have a long way to go.
But it has to be properly planned, so that some people. Okay, look at the other day, is it the chairman or something of National Health Insurance? He was caught. The driver was caught. Carrying $2.2 million from Lagos airport to Abuja.
So are those like premiums that should have gone to some hospitals?
That should have gone to hospital to develop hospitals.
Do you understand what we're talking about here? Are those
$2.2 million?
Are those kickbacks?
The driver was going to London carry $2.2 million from Lagos to Abuja. $2.2 million, and he was caught.
I mean,
so you see, that's what I'm saying. If we're going to really we have to be serious about insurance, because that is what would democratize. That's what would democratize.
That's what levels
access to health.
Yes, it levels.
That's what the NHS did.
Exactly.
That's what the NHS did. Even though the system is crumbling in the sense that it's now overwhelmed. So you want to see a specialist, you wait 6 months. I have patients that come from the UK.
Yeah, I have a lot of them too.
Because they've told them to wait for 4 months.
Yeah, the wait list is crazy.
It's crazy. But at least you can access care. You can see your GP. You don't have to pay anything. Let it even be that you go into the hospital, any hospital, and you can at least go in. You don't need to pay. That is where we should be aiming to reach in Nigeria, because we're talking about taxes. Oh, now we are going into tax. We're trying to get tax. People will be happy to pay if they know that it will trickle down to the poorest man.
Absolutely.
If they know that, their driver and their housekeeper doesn't have to come to them again for the 11th time to say, my daughter is admitted in the hospital. Because we are the ones that end up doing all of this for our people.
Absolutely.
For the gatesman who has to do this, it is just the way it is.
I even dare say that there is hope for, when it comes to like fiscal ailments, there is hope for the average man.
Mental health is
but when it comes to mental health, which is something that so many people are living on and struggling under the burden of it, where do you want to start from? So you want to buy insurance for your housemaid, when you yourself, you have not even gotten the best access. Those are the very sad realities of our healthcare system in Nigeria. And honestly, whoever is out there and can make a difference, just a little difference, particularly in this insurance coverage. It's them we are speaking to, and they really need to step it up.
You see, not just for the robotic platforms in Belgium, population of 10 million, it's insurance. It's insurance.
Some people
Anybody has ailment today.
the government heavily subsidized.
And then there is scrutiny on those people who are actually collecting that money, so they use it appropriately.
They must.
They are invested in patient care.
Yeah.
I don't believe that a lot of insurance companies in Nigeria are invested in patient care. I can be quoted, and they're not invested. I think it's more of the profit that they're going to be declaring at the end of the day, or the next big car.
Who is going to make me spend more money?
Exactly.
And how do I avoid them?
Yes. So you go above and beyond to create a space that is world standard,
and
you would expect that they should
like
even be the one
tomato.
coming to meet you to say, doctor, well done. Oh, this is kind of space we would like our, enrollees to get help from. How do we make that happen for them? They are looking for the slaughter houses and the butcher houses
anywhere
where they can pay them peanuts, and those ones will keep quiet. But if you know your worth, you know that it is not a marathon. It's not a sprint.
It's not a sprint.
It's a marathon. So you will take your time until you get there. And
not only is there no rush, those that know your value will always see your worth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're not even fighting for it. In fact, that's why we set up Next Hematology Foundation. And I'm so happy when we're able to do that, because we needed to be able to raise funds for people that cannot access the care. So we have some patients that will still come to you.
Absolutely.
And I say, go to Luz, you cannot afford this thing. And they'll be like, doctor, we will look for the money. We don't have that money. But we will look, because we know what our eyes saw.
Yeah.
Please don't let it be that you send us away. And sometimes I can't say no. Sometimes I say, okay, let's start. Let's see what we can do. And my parents and my sisters and my family people know me. I'm back. I need to raise money for some patients. I need this, I need that. And somehow God always comes through. And it's amazing how God works, because we've never lacked. My debtors list is like 2 pages long. We've never lacked. Because if God puts it in my mind that do it for this person, somehow somebody else
help
will
will
pay.
come.
But we've done something that otherwise may not have been possible. Because they know what they went through. And they're like, doctor, and somehow, once it's in the mind, and now with the foundation, we can raise even more money, we can even help more patients, our warriors, our patients with blood cancers. And I don't see anything more fulfilling than doing this.
Honestly, I agree with you.
And we need more people to see.
We have also offered like free therapy on our platform for years. We've done that for many years. We might not have stamped it yet, but those are the things in the future. But we have been offering free, because there's so many Nigerians who are suffering,
students
who are struggling. We have packages for students. So some people who we know can pay, they would pay at a very discounted rate. But we've been offering free therapy for many years. On social media.
And that life that you have touched.
There's so much that we know that we can do. But the truth is, how much of it, we can only know what we want to do and where we're going. But there's no doubt that we'll definitely need more people to commit to it.
Same with me. You see, even though, when patients come, many of them, to even afford the consultation fee to see me. Is a major filter for patients who are likely to see me.
And your field is highly technical. The expertise has to be.
Some people will call you. They will say, you come highly recommended. We would like you to, and you send them the consultation fee. They will say, doctor, I cannot afford this. Can you take this? I see it as an opportunity to give back. Okay, come. Let me see you.
That's your pro bono.
So when they come, there are some people, pastors, imam, people who that, teachers
in the society, but they can't.
You understand? They cannot afford. They come, all right, let me see you first. Let me understand what the problem is. I won't even collect consultation fee for those categories of people. So once I understand the problem, I will then counsel appropriately. Those that I feel could be tackled in government settings, I call colleagues. Go here, they will operate you, and all of that. Those I know that they don't have equipment for, I will be more often than not, I will sort them out within Granville, either at heavily discounted rate or even free some other times. So sometimes. So that is the way to go. There's no way if you are, having had the kind of background we have, having grown in the system. There's no way you totally say everything has to be business. No. You understand?
No.
You have to, oftentimes bend over backwards.
There's a reason why God made it
lot.
So this is
for us.
this is us giving us this is us giving back in many layers. Giving back by staying back.
Absolutely.
Giving back by taking care of the people who can absolutely not afford us.
Absolutely.
So on
and
many
you know
levels.
the prayers that come. Oh,
Loads of them.
one of my patients' mothers will
Loads
say,
of them.
Doctor, God will make you grow old, very old, so that you take care of my children. And I'm like, thank you, God, for the opportunity, because it's not easy.
It's a real privilege.
Oh, we know what we go through as women, mothers, a father who has to still go all over the world and do all of this while you're still fathering.
Absolutely.
You know, and life is doing its own. We have our own challenges too.
Absolutely, we do.
You know, but it's every day, it's a reason to be grateful to God for the opportunity to do what we do.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're truly thriving Naija medics, and we want other people to see it. We want other people to come and talk about their stories. We want this to be the motivation to say, maybe there's something more that God wants for my life.
Absolutely.
And maybe I'm not alone. And maybe this is doable because I can see these guys doing it. And we can do more. Because you can imagine those guys abroad now who say, oh, this is my field as well, and I want to be able to collaborate with this person to do more. And before you know it, things click, and boom, all the services that we couldn't provide before, you're now providing. All the impact now gets amplified, and we're doing it for our people, and it's for us in Nigeria, for us by Nigerians in Nigeria. It's the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Is there anything you wanted to add? I think it's been a very rich conversation.
Places that we didn't know we're going to reach. Yeah, the only thing I just want to say is to thank you, Shady, for pulling this off.
It was like a fire. You know when a fire is burning you, and like
I just have to thank you.
It was like, when God is flogging you, get up now and go and start talking. That's how it was. You can't be quiet. I didn't do it so that you can be quiet.
You see, since the time I knew you, and I used to come to Jalupon that time.
Yep.
You understand? We talk a lot.
Yeah.
You right from the get-go, you knew what you wanted.
Yes.
You knew what you wanted. You understand? Some of us still went to government practice. You went all out.
Yeah.
And you are somebody like Dr. Ayobami Haramolate too. He knew what he wanted. He went out. When it comes to aesthetic surgery in Nigeria, he is the one that opened the space.
Yeah.
All the things he's doing now, I used to remember Modupe Uzuala at that time, bringing people from Turkey, from US and everything. All those things. In fact, aesthetic medicine is one space that, due to the effort of people like him, has been completely,
cleansed.
Nobody goes out for any of these things any longer. Any aesthetic surgery, people do it mostly in Nigeria. So, and thanks to people like that who believed in Nigeria, thanks to people like you who, from the get-go, from residency, they didn't even grow up in darkness, move from one place. They went straight.
Yeah.
So, and also, not just that, pulling this kind of thing off, providing the platform for us to talk about our stories. Because if you don't tell your stories,
nobody can tell it.
Who's going to tell it? Even if they tell it, they are not going to tell it with such accuracy.
Nobody can tell it for you.
And convictions.
Yes.
That would, motivate people, inspire people. You understand? So, and so providing a platform like this, is phenomenal. I just have to appreciate you. That's the only thing I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Being with like minds, Kafi and I, we keep dragging each other. So it's a case of, you still there? I do. I still do. And we hardly see each other. It's funny. But when we have to, we'll plan. Okay, let's take the kids out. Okay, birthdays, we always hang out. But she's so busy, and I'm so busy that everybody's just on the, hey, how far? Okay, what's going on? That's the same way with you. We live in the same estate.
In the same estate. And
I'm like, look at Auntie, where have you been? Because everybody's, it's just like, Shady, I need so thing, platelets. Can you, I need you to see a patient for me. Same way, Dr. T, I need you to see a patient for me. That's how it is. And that's what we've been doing for years.
Absolutely.
But we cannot keep it to ourselves anymore.
We can't.
There's somebody somewhere out there that just needs to hear this. And I'm so glad we're able to do this. And yeah, we only just started. And I know this is going to go deep in terms of impact. And I don't even think we can comprehend what will come of this.
Absolutely.
In terms of impact and in terms of development and true growth in our healthcare system all round.
Yeah.
All round, because I know that the government institutions cannot do it on their own.
No.
I talked about ownership and how ownership is the only way that things can move, because you have the authority to say, I need a machine, I want to get that machine. Oh, we need to do this, we do it. Oh, something is spoiled, fix it. You're not looking for one management somewhere. When you buy something with your money, it must work. So ownership, I think, is what is lacking. And that is where you talk about public-private partnerships coming up. And people actually now realizing that, oh, it is not just the government. It's faceless. It's not faceless, it's us. We are the government. We are the ones that will do that work. And that idea of it is ours makes you know that you must make it work. That's faceless, I'm just there passing by. People here, my staff get fined every day. I see a dripping tap, and I can be passing by that tap every day for a week. I want to see who will tell me that they've called the plumber to fix the tap. Because I will not talk about it, because it's not just me. You people will not kill me. No. So after a while, I said, this tap is still dripping. Everybody that's come inside this room today, you get fined 2K. Yeah. Because you saw the tap dripping, and you passed by, because you felt it to just be fixed again by Dr. Popola. No. So until you take ownership. So after that, you now be hearing, this bed's leg is shaking. Oh, I have called Mr. Miracle to come out. And I go, how nice. Oh, great. Good. And you just realize that people are getting it now. Oh, there's a stain on the wall. I've cleaned it. There's a crack somewhere. That is the only way. Absolutely. We are all in it together. Nobody is here. We are all in it together. And that's the only way we can also fix our system as a nation.
I agree with you.
Thank you so much.
Congrats, my love.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
And on birthing it. Yeah. I mean, I know that we will.
Yeah.
It will do amazing. I know that it would, share the stories of people whose voices are worth hearing. But because of their very busy lifestyle, very busy schedule, they are not able to do it. And really, that's what we need.
And I'm hearing more and more names that even I didn't know.
Everybody's ego. Anyone who has stayed back deserves to be celebrated, in my own
absolutely
opinion. So I think this is a platform that would make that to happen. And I think I hope it also ginger people to know that it is tell your story. I mean, from day one, we have always told our own story. Empathy space, we know they carry last.
Unscripted.
We know they carry last.
Yeah, you don't know who
I've never been
inspiring by your.
I'm not. I've always just believed that people can see from what you're doing. So everybody too, the onus is on us to tell our story.
That's the generation we're in.
Be very confident.
We can't be quiet.
Put it out there so that those wrong narratives will not be staining our whites.
Exactly.
So But then a collective space like this will just
that pushes it to the world.
Yes, it increases the momentum. So amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
The pleasure is mine.
I loved it.